Good. Bezos Hashem Na'aseh v'Natzliach. We are learning Masechet Shabbos, Daf Kufi Dayan Amud Aleph. Top of the page. We're in the middle of a Sugiyah, middle of a little bit intricate Sugiyah, but not too difficult. We are learning the Shirs Le'ilun Yishmas, my father Menachem and Akiva Rus B'Shalom Saul B'Smoshe L'Refuas Estofum Rosh Hashanah Malkim B'Soch Shor Chol Yisrael Ve'Le'atzlochas Atzolas. All the soldiers, all the wounded people should be healed. All the shvuim should come home. Kufit Zayin Amud Aleph. What was the topic? What is the topic we're in the middle of discussing? What did we discuss in the previous year? So we have a machlokes between Rabbi Shmuel and Menashe ben Boyko and chachamim regarding the following case. What happens if Erev Pesach is on Shabbos, times the Beis HaMikdash? So it's Erev Pesach, you bring the Korban Pesach, and what you have to do is, in order to bring the imurim, in order to bring the innards, you bring onto the mizbeach, you have to do afshoto, skin the animal, and then once the imurim are skinned and it's exposed, then you can and should bring the imurim to the mizbeach. What's going to happen in Motzei? What's going to happen on Motzei Shabbos, which is Leila Seder? You're going to eat the rest of the meat. People are going to roast the meat and eat it as a Korban Pesach. So now, when the Afshoto, there's a Machloikis. Says Rabbi Shmuel, do the Afshoto only for what's necessary for Gavoiha, what's necessary for the bringing of the Korban itself, for what you're supposed to put on the Korban, on the Mizbeach, for Kadosh Baruch Hu himself. That justifies the Aveira, so to speak, of Chilul Shabbos, of Hefshet. You're doing Hefshet, skinning the animal. Skinning is something which is one of the 39 of us Malacha. Yeah. Says Rabbi Shmuel, it's okay to do it on Shabbos if you do it for a Korban Gavoya. But the rest of the Afshoto, once you finish mafshid the stomach, you get into the chest, it's right there. You mafshid the chest for who? For the people who will eat the meat tonight. That's not justifiable. Doing Afshoto Isur D'Oraisa for the meat, as holy as it is, it's only people eating it, not Gavoya, and only tonight. And therefore, it's not justifiable, don't do it. Chachamim came up with a chiddush. Chachamim argue on Bishmal. Chachamim say no, you are allowed and should do the whole of Shota together in one go. Why? Because they have a concept that once it's allowed for Hashem, you also can take a piggyback, a ride, jump on the bandwagon, and also allow the Shota for regular people who are going to need the other part. And where do Chachamim take the idea from? They have ideas which I'm not going to repeat. It's, Kvod Shemaim is really our covet as well. There are reasons for it, but where is the halachic framework to allow such an idea, halachic pattern, to allow to do Chilul Shabbos for people, agav Chilul Shabbos it's done for Gavoya? That's found in our Mishnah. What did we see in our very own Mishnah? We're now going back to read the Mishnah, and then we're going back to our own Gemara. The Mishnah said, "Matzilin tika sefer in a sefer." You're allowed to save and take out Sefer Torah together with a case, with a tick, with a cover of the Sefer Torah, from Reshut HaYochid to a Darabanan dika place where you're not allowed to move it into. It's also Darabanan. Echotzer eina moreves, movlish eina mefulash, or even mefulash. And tik tefillin and tefillin, afal pi shesh b'sochen mois. Even if there's money in the bag of the Sefer Torah, in the Sefer Torah case, there's money, you're not supposed to drop the money, so you're over two Averis. Yeah, for the sake of the Sefer Torah, a lot of things are taking right in the Sefer Torah. The bag, which is really the covet of the Sefer, and also the money that's stuck there in the Sefer Torah. You're allowed to take them along, muktzah, and hoitzah mershus l'shus m'dorbanan. Everything is allowed, right? So too, say chachamim, listen, just like over there, the Sefer Torah is like the imurim. And the tik, maybe also the money, we'll see, is like the other part, is like the meat eaten by people. You see that the less holy, we're allowed to do an isser for something less holy, agav, the holy one. So too, you can skin the animal, even the less holy part, agav, the holiest part. Frek the Gemara. Now, I'm not repeating the whole Gemara, We're now in Kufiyat Zayin Amud Aleph, and the Gemara before it says it's not the same. Why? This is the Oraisa, this is the Rabbanon. Very nice. You're over Muktzeh. What else? You're over the Avera of Muktzeh and transferring with the Rabbanon. The Rabbanon, you can play around with the Rabbanon. Rabbanon Hem Amu V'Mamru. But the Oraisa, Afshot is the Oraisa. How do you allow that? So then we moved to a different direction, and we said, no, there's really another machlokes regarding the meat in Beis HaMikdash. What is that? Machlokes is, are you allowed to carry the animals, dead animal, the dead korban, together, the meat together with the skin? Can you carry them both down to move them from place to place in Beis HaMikdash? Let's say it's in a place which is too sunny, the sun rays hit it, so you want to move it to a shady place. Are you allowed to? So chachamim say yes, and Rabbi Shmuel says no. The same machlokes now the Rabbanon. He's more strict and they're more lenient. Oh, and here there's room to compare to the Mishnah. And then we said, oh, now we're going to see the comparison. We had some obstacles through the way. Yeah, is that enough of a summary? Okay. This is now what they taught. No, I will repeat just the last stage before now. Remember what we said? Over here, both meat is muktzeh, and the skin is muktzeh. The skin is muktzeh. What will you do with it now? You'll cure it on Shabbos, and the meat is also muktzeh. When will you be able to eat the meat? Only tonight. How? Only roasted. So everything is muktzeh. It's bad together with bad. Mashenkin in our Mishnah, it's bad with good. The Sefer Torah you're allowed to save and take it to the street. Agav that, you also take the thingy, the tick. But that's good and bad. Well, Mashenkin in the Korban, it's bad and bad. So what's the comparison? Now we're starting this year. Yeah, I'm joking, it's just water. This is what Chachamim, the Mekel, are telling Rabbi Shmuel. And again, what's the pattern here? We're looking for a source to allow us to flip the whole korban, flesh, together with the skin, both muktzah. And we allow that, just like in the Mishnah, we allow the tikka sefer ima sefer. What's the comparison? That's what they're telling. Ima tzilin tik shel sefer ima sefer. Welcome to the new kid in class. The alpha bishesh b'soichoy mois. Opa, remember the mois? We forgot about them. There's a third party here. There is money. Money is treif on Shabbos. Money is muktzeh. So you see that you're allowed to schlep something also together with the sefer and the tikka sefer. Won't we allow, or together with the boso, won't we allow the skin with the boso? In other words, over there's also something forbidden to take mitzad muktzeh, and obviously to schlep it to the street even worse, and yet we allow it. So too, when you have divrei isser, we'll allow it. The or and the boso are both muktzeh, will allow them. The obvious question is, midomi, still doesn't work. Work out the numbers. Why? It's not the same. Awesome. In the case of the Mishnah, nase bosis l'davar osu or l'davar mutar. Welcome home. Everybody knows that. The tick of the Sefer Torah is a bosis, is a base, is a host for what? For something osu, money, and mutar, Torah. So first of all, mitzad muktzeh, that's allowed, even without fire. That's allowed. I'm allowed to move bosis, mutar, osu together. That's what they told me when I was 5, yeah? It never changed. That's allowed. What about moving into the street? Same thing. The Ritva, by the way, says something unbelievable. The Ritva says, and this is something which we should know, in Akdomot Hilchos Muktzah, the B'si Yosef, the Mishnah Berurah, they say one of the reasons why Muktzah is osur is because Chashash, you may come to carry things into the street. In other words, even at home, Chachamim wanted to limit the amount of things we carry indoors. Some things you have to carry, but minimize the amount of things you carry indoors, lest you come to carry outside. There is a connection here too. Adover osur and mutar together, you're allowed to take them out muktzeh, and also once they're together, you can also take them outside because you have to have the sefer to take them en masse as one unit to the mokom osur b'darabanan. But hocha over here. Here it's all treif, I'm sorry. Here you have what? What do you mean treif? I'm not treif. Treif, I mean it's all muktzeh. The skin is muktzeh and the meat is muktzeh. So where's your heter? Back to square one, right? Over there you have good, good, and bad. And here you have bad and bad. Bad news, right? I counted. You have money, Torah and tik. Yeah, you have good, kind of good because it's a basis, and real bad. And here you only have bad. Both are an or, both are bad. So where's the comparison? Yeah? Now we come with something more innovative. This is what they're telling him. Meaning, this is what chachamim are telling Rabbi Shmuel to try and find the basis to the kula. What did they tell him? Now we're getting a little bit more interesting. Let's translate and explain. Let's say you, chas v'shalom, not you. Let's say there is a fire, that fire broke in a shul, in a house, in a community center, wherever you have the Sefer Torah. You're allowed to bring a tik of Sefer Torah or any bag. Why do we want to bring a bag? The bag, you know what the bag is, first of all? It's not in Aron Kodesh. You have a Sefer Torah that's bare. It's not nice to take it outside, to take him, the Sefer Torah, outside to the street when it's not dressed with a paroiches, with a tik. And you have a tik, either nice one from velvet or a regular one, I don't know. Lamaisa, you take a tik to cover the Torah in order to take it out to the street. And that bag has money inside of it. Meaning, listen to this. Let's say there are two corners in the room. The eastern corner is the Sefer Torah. Fire is breaking, but it's not happening in 2 seconds. We have like 5 minutes to go, yeah? Chalila. The Sefer Torah is in the eastern corner without any kisui. In the western corner, 10 meters away, there's a bag, good, which the Sefer Torah can be taken, that we are taken indoors from one corner of the room to the other. We're taking a paroiches, a tik Sefer Torah. Hey, in the tik Sefer Torah, the Gabbai, a chacham, he put money in there. Am I supposed to shake the money and then take it to the Sefer Torah? No. I'm allowed to carry indoors what? Money inside the tik Sefer Torah. Wait, that's exactly it. We are taking something which is purely bosses of also. That paroiches now is all bad because the paroiches now, the tik is now hosting money. So right now, this is bosses of also 100% treif because it's what it's muktzeb with bosses of also. And I'm taking it with that, I'm covering the Torah, and then boom, we run outside. If that's allowed, lonetator or agav boso, same thing. The o, agav boso, you're telling me the muktzeh, the o is a bossis for boso that's muktzeh. So it's allowed. So what? Yeah, that's a proof. Frag the Gemara, who told you that's true? The go from Minolan. How do you know you're allowed to do that? Excuse me? You have some inside information? Asks the Makshan. Meaning, how do you know that really I'm allowed to take the Sefer Torah, the tik, even though there's money inside, yeah, and schlep it from the, what I call from the west to the east? Who says? How do you know that I'm allowed to do it? Maybe I'm supposed to really shake it and remove and shake out the money in the middle. How do you know that's allowed? Why are you assuming so? Ilema, if you want to tell me that, what's your proof? Because if the Mishnah does tell me, if isbei, if you have a Sefer Torah in the Aron Kodesh, wrapped in the tik, and there's money inside, you're allowed to take it, boom, straight to the street, without shadi, without throwing it, you're not shadi, without throwing the money, right? So you're assuming things. You're assuming that here also, when I have just the bag with just the money, so too I'm allowed to take it to the Aron Kodesh, cover the Torah, and go out without having to throw the money. It's not the same. Is that your proof? It's a circular proof. It's not a proof. Who told you? It's not the same. Why? Hossam, when you have the Aron Kodesh, Sefer Torah inside, covered with paroiches, with a tik, with money, you know I'm not supposed to start shaking it. Avada, don't start shaking it. Adachi v'achi noflot leka. You can't start playing here, taking out the money. Meanwhile, the fire will come your way and will burn the Sefer Torah with you. Chas v'shalom. Yeah? Therefore, of course, once it's there, yeah, you don't do an extra action to start being a machmir and remove the money. Quick, fire out. Mashenkin hocha. In the case when anyhow the bag of the Sefer Torah is not together with the Sefer Torah, since you anyhow have to make all the move, the entire move, the 10 meters from where the bag is to the Torah, you anyhow have to walk. While you're walking, mister, so open the zip and quickly throw the money. So you don't have a proof. Anyhow, you need to spend time walking. As you're walking, it takes half a second to throw the thing. It's only the bag. V'shenken the Sefer Torah, no, you can't throw it with the Sefer Torah inside. It will take more time, and fire is coming, right? And therefore, we did not find a proof bechlal to what chachamim are saying. Meaning, in the case of our Mishnah, let's summarize. In our Mishnah, you can only take money with the Sefer Torah inside the bag of the Sefer Torah because it's basis l'davar osel v'amutar, and then you don't have to throw out the money. It's mutar and also together, and there's no time to start opening with the Sefer Torah inside. Everything's going to fall, or no, though it doesn't work, and therefore, what you're going to just take it as is, and agav that we allow another isser. No time, no techniques over here. Take it to the place, which is also Midrabanon, to the chotz, to the mavui, all good. L'shenken, in our case, we stand strong in our original question. You have everything also. You have an or, which is holding a baso. The baso is muktzeh. It's all bad. Finished. Loi metzinu, that you can just move muktzeh by itself, l'chvod not shamayim. And this meat, by the way, is not kvot shamayim. This meat is not as holy as the Sefer Torah anyways, right? It's only going to be eaten by people, not by Hashem. And therefore, we go back to square one. Ela, Omar Ma Bar Vashi, Le'olim Kedabrina Nikora, which means, Nikora means as follows. If you remember, as I told you at the beginning of this year, we're now erasing a big chunk of the Sugiyah. We're regretting a big chunk of the Sugiyah. The issue is not tiltul, not muktzeh. Chachamim never allowed to schlep the meat with the or, because it's all muktzeh. There's not one tiny heter over here of mutar and osur together. It's all osur. So back to square one. What was the original? Now it's as we said 2 days ago and today. There's one argument between Rabbi Shimon and Chachamim, and that is the actual hafshata. Actual hafshata. Again, according to Rabbi Shmuel, you can only be mafshit in order to uncover and work with the imurim, right? While according why? What do you mean why? You're allowed to do Hafshat Isra D'Oraisa for a korban. You're also allowed to burn it. You're allowed to shecht it. Yeah, I don't know what's it moving. Yeah, Mashein Ken. Yeah, Lefi Chachamim, you're allowed to do the whole thing. You're allowed to be mafshit also for Kvod Shamayim, and you're allowed to move it also. The part that will be eaten by people takes a ride. And what's the source? Our Mishnah. The question is, what do you mean? That's how we started off today. What's the comparison? When it comes to tiltul midarabonon of muktzeh and tiltul of mirshus l'shus midarabonon, rabbonon within the world of the rabbonon allow you to do what? To take a ride. The Sefer Torah and the money and the tik, this interesting shidduch of allowing to take completely secular thing, osur, money, with the Torah, that works in the Rabbanon. How can Chachamim derive from there into an Isur of Shot, which is D'Oraisa? That was our question. Answers the Gemara. You should know this Gemara we're about to read is one of the most, not basics, one of the most interesting and very interesting and very intricate Gemaras. It's only 3 lines. The Rishonim here are the ones who did the work with the concept of Psik Reisha and the concept of Meloch Shechichel Gufa. Answers the Gemara, Higoin de lo kaboy le'o. This is really Isur the Rabbanon. It's also the Rabbanon. Why is it also the Rabbanon? Because over here, when you do the Hafshata, you don't need the skin. You don't need the skin. What do you do with the skin? Throw it away. I don't know, gniza. You're not interested in the skin. And therefore, what is it? It's davar she'en miskaven. Yeah? You're not interested in it. Therefore, it's davar she'en miskaven, which is very difficult. I'm reading Rashi. Says Rashi. You have to see Rashi inside. Yeah. The kashalach de lo baile le'or. En tzorch lo le'or. He doesn't need the skin. The enu miskaven la'afshit mishum or. In other words, it's called the shen miskaven. You mafshit, but your kavana is not for the skin. V'lo idam milefshit enu m'tchoshem the mishkan. Which means, in the mishkan, the afshot of the or was only in order to gain the or, to gain the skin, the leather. Here, I don't care bichlal about the leather. Therefore, it's called dov shen miskaven because my kavana is not the same kavana that in the mishkan. If you follow, I'm just translating. This Rashi is very difficult. It's very easy to understand Pashup Pshat. So let's continue for now. Asks the Gemara, okay, it's Dovah Shel Miskaven. Dovah Shel Miskaven is what, by the way? Rabbi Shimon said it's okay. Rabbi Yehuda said it's also with the Rabbanon. So even if follow Rabbi Yehuda, it's only also with the Rabbanon. Now we're happy. Now we can compare the two. Mazel Tov. Why? Our Mishnah spoke about Isser Rabbanon, Muktzeh, and Tiltul Oitzom the Rabbanon. And the Gemara over there, in the case of the or, is either something completely allowed, or Dovah Shel Miskaven, which according to Rabbi Yehuda, is also with the Rabbanon. The Rabbanon can be compared to the Rabbanon. Frag the Gemara, excuse me, Abai and Rob already told us 3 times they're Masechta, and they'll tell us more. Psikreshe, it's going to happen for sure. Who cares about your kavana? I'm skinning the animal, and I don't need the skin, but you are skinning. Physically, that's psikresha. Psikresha is the bad friend of Dovah Shel Miskaven. Dovah Shel Miskaven means I'm doing a peula, says Rambam Perek Aleph Alocho Hey. Rambam says I'm doing a mutter thing, and the osur thing may or may not happen. Here, I'm doing something which for sure will happen. I'm skinning, so the skin will be removed. 1,000,000,000%. And psikresha, everyone agrees that it's also doraisa. Doraisa. So back to square one. You tell me it's all the Rabbanon, and I can compare it to the Sefer Torah and the burning shul. This is also the Rabbanon. Psikresha is also the Oraisa. Because you're skinning, I don't care about your kavanah, Mr. I'm sorry to be rude, but psikresha means that I'm saying, I'm going to cut the chicken's head, but it's not going to die. It will die. So therefore, and it's chiv the Oraisa. Psikresha is also the Oraisa. One second. Answers the Gemara, the shokile bebarzi, which means, says Rashi, shokile bebarzi, he takes it, I'm reading inside on purpose, Rashi the Shokal Bebarzi, it's a few lines below. Bechatichos dakois mafshit v'choitech. He doesn't skin it, he doesn't flake nice in one go, he takes it by piece, small pieces of skin he is cutting, he's destroying it. The ein derech hafshoto bekach. Rashi gets out of it very nicely. The normal way of hafshoto is what? Is one piece. Since you're doing it piece by piece, small piece, one small pieces, each one by one, that's called in Old French chinui. Chinui. It's not the derech. What does he say? Rashi says, "Ein derech hafshat bekach." When something is done b'shinui, is also the Rabbanon, the Oraisa, the Rabbanon, and therefore it's the Rabbanon. Very nice. And therefore they can be compared. Easy. In other words, the maskana is what? You're doing it b'shinui, and since you're doing it b'shinui, it's also the Rabbanon, and since you're doing it with the Rabbanon, I can compare it to our Mishnah, that concept of piggybacking we found in our Mishnah. That we did find, everyone knows that. Elamai, in our Mishnah, it's all in the domain of the Rabbanon. Okay, here too, what chachamim allowed you to do is mafshit it, little pieces one by one, and therefore, it's only also the Rabbanon. That's how Rashi explains it. I have a lot to say. We also want to say something. I have the feeling.
Quick question. Why are we? It's obvious if it's.
I'll tell you what's bothering me so much. I'll tell you what's bothering me, and not me, the Ritva and everybody else. And I will spend 2 minutes on that. And I'll read you a Ritva inside maybe if we have time. I hope. This is not Dovah Shel Miskaven. This is Melacha Shetzich Lagufa. If you remember the 2 stars of the show, Dovah Shel Miskaven, Melacha Shetzich Lagufa. When I do something called skinning, of course I'm skinning the animal, right? I'm skinning the animal, right? In Havamin I'm talking. Before we said that you cut it to small pieces, I'm skinning the animal for a purpose that is not important, not a purpose that was done in the Mishkan, but for a side benefit. That's not called Dovah Shel Miskaven. That's called Nenetzich Halagufa. Let's refresh our memories because this is one of the most important concepts of Shabbos, and we're going to see a fascinating Ritva, even though, okay, we're not going to finish Talmud today. Let's listen to this. Dovel Shem Miskaven means I'm doing something 100% fine. I am opening a fridge. Are you crazy? You can open a fridge on Shabbos? Such a frummy. To open a fridge of itself is okay. What's going to happen? The light goes on. But that's a secondary thing. It's not what I'm doing. I'm not officially turning on the light. I'm opening the fridge. What am I doing now? Dovel Shem Miskaven. I'm combing my hair. I don't have hair. Yeah, I'm combing my beard. I just want to have my nice beard. I trim it. I comb it, right? Hair would fall. That's the malacha. I'm not doing the malacha. I'm doing malachas heter, pulas heter, and by the side, something osir will happen. If it's for sure, it's psik reisha, and if it's not for sure, davash and miskaven. Ad kana kofo aleph. Malacha shetzech lukuva is a completely different kettle of fish. Malacha shetzech lukuva means I am digging a hole. I'm doing something osir and Shabbos. But you know what? Before you stone me, let's stop for a second, because the reason I'm digging the hole is not for the hole. I'm doing it, I'm doing it for the sand. I just want the sand. I don't care about the main part of the malacha. What people, or according to Tosfos, the Mishkan, see as the main focus, my camera is focusing on the sand over there, not on the hole. But I am digging a hole. So flaying the skin, not for the skin, but just to get access to the animal, is not melacha shetzricha lagufa. It is melacha shetzricha lagufa. It's not davar she'en miskaven, because I'm not doing something mutter and maybe something osir will happen. I'm doing something osir. I'm skinning. Yeah, if I would have to take a picture and show my 3 years old, yeah, this is skinning the animal. But my goal, my objective, my plan here, my gain is not the skin, but another thing. That's mamish like digging a hole, not for the hole, but for the sand that's out. So why is the Gemara talking about Davash and Miskavin? It should have spoken about the answer is nice. The answer also has many other ways. The answer is shinui. But before the answer, you're climbing the. This is great. This was you can spend in. If we were learning this in Koila, there will be at least 1 week of like 4 hours later. Just unbelievable what's going on here. Answers the Ritva. Says the Ritva unbelievable like this. He says like this. He says that lo havi bichlal melocha shel gufa. He says, 1 second, yeah. I'm trying to see where to start reading. Ikar malach totzah sabosar menol etzolkoi. Ve'ifshal lebelovshoti shakel lebebaz. He says the Ritva like this. When you have when you have sand in the ground, and I really want that sand, the only way to get to the sand is by digging a hole. There's no other way. Maybe in future you'll have some laser beams who take it out, but even then you're creating a hole. So therefore, there it's called psikre. It's called melacha shetzricha lagufa. Why? I am doing the melacha of digging for a foreign purpose. Here, all I care about is what? Is the imurim. All I want is the imurim and not the skin. So what? It's shetzricha lagufa. Says the Ritva, what did the Gemara say at the end? In order to get the imurim, I don't need to do afshoto. I can cut the pieces of skin one by one, 1 millimeter by 1 millimeter, and Tosfos tells us, I'm combining Tosfos, that that's not called melocha at all. To skin is only skinning in one go. I should have said Tosfos first. It's very nice. All the Rishonim are together. Tosfos says that removing the skin small pieces is not shinu. It's completely allowed, because skinning an animal by definition means to take one big piece. If you take small pieces, like one by the knife, like a little kid eating his, a schnitzel, that's not called bichlal skinning. It's mutter, it's allowed. Oh, because there's another way for me to get into the imurim, which is only my desired thing, not through hafshata, mimela, that's not called an etzricha legufa. And etzricha legufa means that I need the malacha in order to get to my objective. So I'm doing the malacha for a different purpose, and it's a chalagufa. But when I'm doing something that I could have done differently, if I could have achieved my goal of reaching the imurim without afshata, which is true, I can just take small piece by small piece until I get to the imurim. And by the way, I just want to remind you, what did the Gemara say before? I can also make a hole, right? I can make a hole, a big hole, and take out the imurim. So there are other ways to get the imurim without doing a whole skin out. That's called davar she'en miskaven. Because when I take out the whole skin, It's like somebody who tells you, I need to, the doctor told him to eat one chocolate, he's eating 10 chocolates, and he goes to a restaurant. You do much, much, much more than the necessary. In order to get the imurim, you're starting all of shota process. That's not called an tzricha legufa. That's already called a Rosh Miskaven. I'd like to say more, but I would like to continue too. Let's summarize. Rashi says, what's maskana of the Gemara? When you take it piece by piece, it's called afshota, but b'shinui. Tosfos says, let's go now to Tosfos, by the way. I want to show you Nazdik before continuing. Look at Tosfos. And Tosfos asks, look at Tosfos, the Shakili Bebalzi. Beautiful Tosfos. Shakili Bebalzi. Venir in the middle of Tosfos. We don't have time to ask the question, something from Psochim. The Leka Afilu Shvus. Tosfos says, when you take the skin, piece by piece, small pieces, it's not even also with the Rabbanon. Yeah, you have the Shakal Bebalzi. Yeah, why not? Listen to the words. The Ena Mafshit Keshir Chashivus Or Yachad. Not only Shir Chashivus Or. You don't have an important amount of ore to be called of Shota. It's not called Mafshit. Mafshit means when I have a piece of leather I can work with. But if I have shpinzalach and or shtikalach, small ones, it's not called afshota. It's called getting rid of the skin. It's not called afshota at all. And then he gives examples. Yeah, he says, when you open a wound, when you open a wound, you're creating a Pesach, but you don't need the opening in the body. Remember the Gemara we said twice? You take out the pus. Another example of an etzricha legufa, you hunt a bee. You don't need the bee. You need to get rid of it. It's an etzricha legufa classical. You hunt a scorpion. You trap a scorpion. I don't need a scorpion. I did a malacha. I have a malacha called trapping, but my kavana is not for the scorpion, is in order so my children won't be traumatized. When you have a small piece by piece thing, it's not at all called, it's not even also the Rabbanon. Why? It's not that you're skinning in a different way. You know what's called Issa the Rabbanon? Instead of turning on the light this way, I'm turning on the light that way. But I turn on the light. That's shinui, that's also the Rabbanon. When you have small pieces, it's not called afshota. Afshota, by definition, but the intrinsic definition means to have a piece of skin all in one go. Having small pieces that are completely, ask anybody who works with leather, that's not me. Can't do anything with that. They're so small, they're spinzelach. Mimela, that's not bichlal called afshota. I'm now going to the Ritva. We're building all the Rishonim together. Now I understand the Ritva. Says the Ritva, Melacha Shetzachul Gufa means I'm doing Melechas Isu. By the way, according to Rabbi Yehuda, Melacha Shetzachul Gufa Yochayev. Why? I'm doing Melechas Isu, and at the end of the horizon, my kavana is different to the one of the Mishkan. So according to Rabbi Shimon, it gets me off the hook. According to Rabbi Yehuda, not. Says the Ritva, no. Here, even when I do Afshata, because I could have reached my goal in a different way, my goal, I don't care about this silly skin. I just want the imurim. I want the meat. The skin I'm throwing away. But Lamaisa, you're skinning? Yes. But because I could have done it without skinning, by doing that little, piece by piece of shota, because I can do it without a shota, that's not called an tzricha legufa. Unbelievable. That's the yisod of the Ritva. Shtikaliyun we had to do. Mimela, what is it? Depends who you ask. According to Tosfos, allowed. And even if you would have done it with one piece, it would have been what? It would be psik reisha. Oh, what is it? Yes, it's psik reisha. Why? Because now I'm telling, listen, I don't care about this skin at all. I don't need this skin b'chlal, right? I'm doing afshata, but the afshata would be so secondary. All I need is just the imurim. But because Lamaisa, you are doing it. It's psik reisha you're chayev. Therefore, says the Gemara, in order to allow it, you have to take small piece by small piece. But if you flay it all in one go, what is it? It's psik reisha. It's not ein tzricha legufa. And it's because it's not ein tzricha legufa. I could have done it differently. But since Lamaisa, at the end of the day, I do it. I'm doing melechas isu. That's psik reisha. Psik reisha you chayiv. Bidiyuk. Even when it does the whole of shota, that is not in a tzricha legufa. I'm not doing of shota in order to get there. I'm just getting there. But what do you mean I'm just getting there? I could have done it differently. I could have done it differently. So you saw it of the ritual, it's not going to gufa. But my dear neighbor is right. Lamais, at the end of the day, when you mafshit the whole big thing, beautiful piece of skin, you don't care about it, fine. So what is it? Take loigora from psikresha. If you cut the chicken of that, it's going to die. Yes. You're doing afshota one piece. Physically, you did afshota. I don't care about your interesting heilige kavanas. At the end of the day, you did afshota. That's called psikresha. And as I imagine, we're not finishing the Amud, but I'm happy you were there. So let's summarize. Anyhow, we're not finishing the Amud, so it's good. Let's summarize. According to chachamim, what do they allow you to do? They allow you to do afshota of everyone allows you to do the afshota of the imurim. It's korban. You do a lot of chilul Shabbos for korban, not chilul. You doich Shabbos. You burn, you cut, you this, whatever you want. So to afshota, that's not debatable, right? Now, what about afshota for the evening meal, for the Heilige Leila Seder? Says Rabbi Yochanan, it says Rabbi Shmuel, stop right there. I don't buy all your, I don't go for that. No, yeah, because he says there's not even reason to allow you the small pieces. Why should you? He doesn't see that it's kvot shamayim. You remember the argument, the philosophy of it. Anything human beings eat is not kvot shamayim. It's not a concern. Chachamim said, listen, the stuff that people eat shouldn't look like an avela, shouldn't smell like an avela. Let's be nice and respectful to those who eat the korban from Hashem. Okay, but you have to have a halachic framework for that. What's a halachic framework? We see that since you're allowed to do something mutter, you're also allowed to take with it something osir. Where did we see that? In the Sefer Torah. Sefer Torah can go take out to the street, and if the money, you're not doing anything for the money. If the money is there, yalla, come for the ride, the money too. Thank you very much. That's the Rabbanon over there. Here it's the Oraisa. To cut a long story short, here it's also the Rabbanon, because what they allow you to do is take small pieces, very tiny pieces, which is only also the Rabbanon. Because it's Shinu, according to Rashi. According to Tosfos, it's completely mutter, because it's not even it's against the mahus of Avshota. I don't know. I have a question. According to Tosfos, I have a question on Tosfos. I think the Achronim ask it. According to Tosfos, if it's so mutter, why do you have to come to our Mishnah? Our Mishnah is telling you something mutter, do something also with it. But Chachamim, according to Tosfos, Chachamim made it look so nice. It's completely mutter to take the skin by small pieces. It's not called Avshad at all. So why do you need to compare to this? I don't know. Okay, so Be'ezus Hashem, tomorrow we're going to learn about the Movui. The next sugya is very interesting. It's about salvaging food on Shabbos from burning house. What are the limitations? And then we're going to have the beautiful Gemaras in a few days about Oinig Shabbos, all the nice food you should buy for Shabbos. Shalosh Suda, spending a lot of money for Shabbos food, and that brings Mashiach. Thank you to Me'am Lo'ez community for giving us the Achstania and Torah Anytime, and for those who watch us on YouTube. Thank you very much. Atzlocho v'rocho. I hope you enjoyed the shir. Thank you, and atzlocho to the Gan Stal Yisrael.